This is how perfect shock absorbers should look like, and I'm gonna show how to make them. Okay, the main problem with my car is now that suspension in front is too loose. As you see, it's only springs and they don't absorb any shock. My idea for now is to add shock absorbers in front of the car and change the levers. As you see, they are ticking and they have a lot of free space. My idea is to use rubber and insert them into lever. I'm also gonna change the main parts of front suspension to wider ones to have more space to add shocks and springs. First thing, I need to disassemble all the front suspension. It's pretty easy because the wheels are held only by one nut. As you see, I should use more nuts because the wheel is combined from two parts and the tire, and I'm too lazy to put screws in wheels to hold them. So for the next disassembly part, I'm gonna use fast motion, and we're gonna disassemble steering links, wheel bars, wheel nuts, and all other stuff from the front suspension. As you see, wheel hubs have two bearings to make sure that there is no slacking in the wheel hub, and the main part of wheel hub is printed in one piece, so I'm gonna break down the wheel hub to make sure that I won't break it, because it's pretty fragile part and it's only a push-in fix. So I'm starting assemble with the wheel hubs. As you see, the lever is off center, and now we're just gonna press fit bearings and everything will be okay. So I'm gonna just fast forward this because it might take a while. As you see, I'm struggling pretty hard with it. Well, don't look at this, it's embarrassing. And bam! I finally made it. Look at it, it's spinning like a wheel hub with two bearings. I'm gonna secure it with a screw from other side to make sure it won't fall back. It's press fitted pretty tight, but I don't want to risk it. Straight like a string, loose in the bag. Next step is to insert it into wheel hub holder. It should be press fitted, and it's always a risk that the holder might break, but I hope this time it will be okay. And click. Nice. If you click with one side, another side most of the time is easy job. As you see, it fits perfectly. Now it's time to prepare steering links. As you see, we have small indentation inside of them, so the TPU ball can fit in them, and I can't fit it in. it's something wrong with it. Probably it's too hard. I need to reprint this. It's impossible to fit it in. Okay, now I have new balls. They are with little bit less infill, only 30%, and I hope they fit nicely. And they fit pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna prepare all the other ones. Just take a moment, look how we work. It's perfect, almost perfect. We still have a chance to pop out, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna wear down and we're gonna be just perfect. To secure them, I'm gonna use 2mm hex nuts. They might be a little bit too short, but I guess I'm gonna find a solution somehow how to solve this. Okay, next day. I have all my parts printed and ready to be assembled. I'm gonna start with main wheel holders. I'm gonna use some coated nails to reduce friction, and they are almost 2mm, so they work pretty fine. This one don't fit quite nice, but I guess they gonna fit in one way or another. And as you see, even for me sometimes bad things happen. I hope it's only failure or unsuccess today. Yes, you heard right. I broke it. It's a pretty small crack, but it's pretty important place. It's pretty sad, but I'm sure I can just glue it. And my solution is to just use tons of super glue. Okay, while super glue is curing, I'm gonna assemble shocks. As you see, I have the gaskets, and one of them is used with ironing and another one is without ironing. I'm trying to use gaskets with ironing this time. I hope we're gonna hold up pretty nice. Drill down the cylinders to make sure I have a smooth bore inside. The piston itself have two 3D printed holes, but were not big enough, so I'm gonna re-drill them. Next step is to smooth out the piston. I'm gonna use the electric drill and the pliers, because as you see it can't fit now. But if I'm gonna just grind it a little bit between teeth of the pliers, the piston will be good and smooth enough to fit in the cylinder. And look at it, it fits pretty smooth. I'm gonna repeat this process few times to make sure that both surfaces gonna grind out each other, so the surface will be smooth compared to each other. Next step is gaskets. They fit pretty nicely originally, but I'm still gonna use the drill to make sure that surface is smooth. Okay, now I'm ready to fill shocks with oil. And this time I'm not using vegetable oil, I'm using engine oil. It's 5W40. It's best oil because I use it in my car. And it looks like the oil is too thick. I guess I'm gonna drill more 2 holes, so it will be 4 holes with 1mm diameter, because now it's really stiff. It's too stiff. It's because the oil is way more thicker than vegetable oil. And now it's way better. It's pretty smooth. Now I'm just gonna top it up and screw down the lid. Well, it looked like good quality shock. I'm gonna assemble another one. And I almost forgot the top holder for the shock. I'm gonna fix it just with little bit of super glue. I guess it's gonna hold it strong enough. And I hope that the shaft is not too long. Super glue finally cured, so now I'm ready to continue my assembly. As you see, I use coated nails, and I have a good trick to insert coated or non-coated nails into 3D printed parts. It's to use drill, and by spinning the nail you produce some heat and the nail will go through 3D printed hole pretty smoothly, and the fit is snug. And of course I must use pliers to make sure that everything is tight. Because I broke the part holding the steering ring, I must make sure that steering is good. and as we see it's not really centered, so I have to reassemble it. And now it's in center. Perfect. Now it's time to assemble steering links. They should screw in the wheel hub, and then I should have enough space in the bottom to add the nut. Okay, I tried to disassemble them and it's impossible because the main steering link is too stiff and too thick. So my idea is to drill hole partially and insert the nut into that hole so I can screw down the screw into nut, and I hope it will work. Okay, I just gonna use pliers and bam, perfect fit. I'm gonna do it same in the other side. I grabbed some Loctite to make sure that nuts will never come out, even though I'm only using blue Loctite, but for 2mm screws, blue Loctite is like permanent bond. It's like weld. It fits like a glove. Nope, you don't. The main link have pretty steep piece of plastic. I need to remove it. And after short 5 minutes work with a Dremel, it's working pretty nice. As you see, ball joints work perfectly, and the wheel hubs look pretty stiff. It's so nice. I'm really happy about this. Time to add wheels. They are like standard RC car wheels. All I need is just one screw. A little bit out. I hope it won't damage the performance too much. I'm gonna increase the length of steering links in future. But now my main goal is to make the front suspension stiff and add oil shocks to it so I can test it at the weekend. Okay, now I'm just gonna check how much leaf spring I must use to hold the wheel of the car, because now I'm using new leaf springs. And finally, I'm adding the shock absorber made purely from 3D printed plastic, and 4 screws and 1 rod. But I'm not sure that these parts can be replaced with 3D plastic. And as always, holes are pretty too small. but it's no problem because I can always drill them out. And after some drilling, it's fit perfectly. I hope the top part also fit perfectly. And nope. It looks like the rod for shock absorber is a little bit too long. But because my front suspension main body is cracked already and glued with super glue, in the future I'm gonna replace it anyways. So I'm gonna print the longer shock absorber holders, so this won't be a problem in future, because I don't really want to make some changes in shock absorber. I would be more happy if car could stand a little bit lower, but it's impossible because shock absorber rows are too long, but it will work for the test. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you can, leave a like, comment, and we will see you in the next video.